Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Sam Cody. This is where I give commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Thank you guys so much for joining. And let's talk about tonight's Backlash from St. Louis, Missouri, home of the rapper Nelly, among other great artists. But let's talk about tonight being Backlash. We opened the show much like last year, ironically. We opened the show with the Bloodline. Jacob Fatu defending his U.S. Championship in a four-way match. LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest. May I just say that I've noticed, as many of us have noticed, that Jacob Fatu is so over with the fans. May I just say a very cool moment that I saw on YouTube recently? I thought it was a very cool moment of Jacob Fatu actually leading a prayer for the family during an episode of Stephanie's Places, which I believe was a cool thing. And everyone was there, including Sami Zayn as the honorary Us. But tonight, Jacob Fatu went at it with three other competitors, and thanks to the fact that, much like last year, the Bloodline 2.0 has new company. And with that being said, not that Jacob Fatu needs it, but nonetheless, Jacob got some assistance from a new member of the Bloodline 2.0 and from Solo Sikoa. If you notice, Solo Sikoa, no, LA Knight was seen swearing. If you're a good lip reader, you heard LA Knight or read LA Knight swearing as Solo Sikoa arrived to save Jacob Fatu from taking an elbow through the announce table. But congratulations, Jacob. Also, I never thought I would see the day that Simp19 Dom got cheered halfway by the fans during a match with Penta. The underworld has literally frozen over. But it was a 50-50 crowd. I was on Penta's side. Unfortunately, the Judgment Day interfered and got sent backstage. But let me just say, when the referee puts everyone out, the fans join along as well as I do, and it's kind of fun. But let me just say, no one reacts to WWE referee ejections rather, better than Ric Flair. The way Ric Flair reacted to the referee throwing him out of ringside is absolutely timeless, legendary, and very entertaining. But nonetheless, somehow, thanks to the Judgment Day, Simp19 Dom, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't care that he's still over. He is still a villain to me. Therefore, he will always be known until he reconciles with his father on screen. He will be known to me as Simp19 Dom. Speaking of why I gave him the nickname, I have a bad feeling that Liv Morgan may not want to do whatever movie she's doing. She may want to hurry up and get back because Dominic, or Simp19 Dom, is known to be a two-timer. And there's a belief system that if he cheats on one, he'll cheat on the next. Which lets me know that chances are you might need to keep an eye on Simp19 Dom because who knows, he might go after Raquel. He might cheat with who knows who he might cheat with. Dominic is a player. And he doesn't get that from his father, who has been loyal to Angie since day one, all of his kids' lives. So he doesn't get that player behavior from his father. His father was a good role model. Now, let's go to, speaking of role models, let's go to Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. I forgot how many manhandle slams, formerly known as rock bottom, she took, but Valkyria was very resilient and with a roll-up defeated Becky Lynch, who was a sore loser. So I'm very curious to see how that role plays out. But congratulations, Valkyria, on retaining the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Can't wait to see what's next. And hopefully Bailey returns and gets her revenge. Who knows? We might see Bailey versus Becky, two-fourths of the horsewomen at SummerSlam. Who knows? Now let's get into this main event. Pretty good main event. Enjoyed singing along with St. Louis to Randy Orton's song about voices. Now, pretty good match. We didn't see a punt kick. So, unfortunately for Randy Orton did not get to punt kick Cena in his Lego head, or his pale face, rather. But the Lego head was hilarious, Randy. But nonetheless, I never thought I would see the day where someone stole another person's finisher twice. Randy Orton went for the AA through the announce table and a wooden table. Speaking of announce tables, let me just say, Pat McAfee put on a great match. It wasn't 5-star or anything like that, but he was very competitive against Gunter, and Gunter had no choice. Even though Gunter won by TKO, Gunter had no choice but to show respect to Pat McAfee, who for a moment I actually thought when Cole tripped him and held Gunter's leg down, that Pat McAfee was actually going to win. For a minute, I thought we were going to see an upset. But Gunter won via TKO with the submission, the sleeper. But it was a competitive match as far as Pat McAfee concerned. And Gunter had to show Pat McAfee respect. And of course, we and the fans showed respect as well because Pat was very competitive. You have to be a good competitor to trade chops with Gunter. You just gotta be. And it makes me think to myself, what would happen if Chris Benoit did not ruin his legacy in the summer of 2007? We would be talking about Gunter versus Chris Benoit, a dream match. I gotta make a short about that. That would make a good dream match short. But nonetheless, going back to the main event, two men who wrestled Chris Benoit before he did what he did, unfortunately. Randy Orton and John Cena both knew the man very well. And also, great, like I said, great match. Never thought I'd see Randy Orton give John Cena the AA twice, but I did. We saw everybody from Nick Aldis. Randy Orton is going to be paying more fines again. Randy Orton doesn't like bosses. But looking back in 2009 to now, we are actually grateful that Randy Orton beat up Vince McMahon back in the day because of how much of an alleged terrible person he is. Now, we saw close call after close call, AAs, RKOs, attempt to punt, an attempt by both men. We saw them use their finishers a few times, but we even saw R-Truth try to defend John Cena only to get an RKO, which led Randy Orton to take a low blow from Cena and a hit to the head with a championship. I thought it was kind of funny when John Cena said, "I know you can't see me, but can you hear me? Cut the darn music." And then taunted the crowd of St. Louis. But what was even more crazy was at the press conference, John Cena, with a warning to R-Truth, gave R-Truth the attitude adjustment through the announce table or the interview table. So I can't wait to see R-Truth's response to that. But nonetheless, a pretty good match and a pretty interesting pay-per-view. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about tonight's pay-per-view of Backlash? I'm your host, Daniel Cody. It's all the time I have for you today, and I'll be back with another review on all things wrestling, Lord willing. I'll see you guys Monday. Have a great weekend, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers watching ahead of time.